Go ahead.
Thank you, Matt. What is your response to India's summoning of the US diplomat over comments regarding the arrest of Delhi's Chief Minister Kejriwal? And how do you view the recent political turmoil in India, including the freezing of the opposition party's bank account, as the Amnesty International described the situation? Crackdown on opposition reaches a crisis point ahead of national elections.
So with respect to the second question, we continue to follow these actions closely, including the arrest of Delhi Chief Minister Kejriwal. We are also aware of the Congress Party's allegations that tax authorities have frozen some of their bank accounts in a manner that will make it challenging to effectively campaign in the upcoming elections. And we encourage fair, transparent, and timely legal processes for each of these issues. With respect to your first question, I'm not going to talk about any private diplomatic conversations, but of course, what we have said publicly is what I just said from here, that we encourage fair, transparent, timely legal processes. We don't think anyone should object to that, and we'll...
Couple of questions regarding the U.S. State Department spokesperson's comment. As you know that we've already, yesterday India had lodged its strong objection and protest with the senior official from the U.S. Embassy with regard to the comments made by the U.S. State Department. The recent remarks by the State Department are unwarranted. Any such external imputation on our electoral and legal processes is completely unacceptable. In India, legal processes are driven only by the rule of law. Anyone who has similar ethos, especially fellow democracies, should have no difficulty in appreciating this fact. India is proud of its independent and robust democratic institutions. We are committed to protect them from any form of undue external influences. Mutual respect and understanding form the foundation of international relations, and states are expected to be respectful of the sovereignty and internal affairs of others. So this is our statement in response to your questions.
Sir, Shudhi Ranjan from Bloomberg, sir. Just drawing your attention to the recent statement that we have seen from Germany on Kejriwal. We have seen a string of statements from the United States on the same issue. Does the government of India see this as separate, disparate incidents, and or they see a connection between these two?
Similar questions? Okay. So the on the question of comments made by spokespersons of the United States State Department and the comments made by the spokesperson of the German Foreign Ministry, we have made our position very clear. We have, in the case of German Foreign Ministry's comments, we made a statement, and similarly we made a statement on the comments made by the US State Department spokesperson, and today again we have made some comments. So that is where I leave it. Rishabh, you had a question on the Canadian Prime Minister's recent comments. See, what Prime Minister Trudeau has really said is nothing new. I would recall that on 21st September last year, my predecessor had, in a presser here, had mentioned that India remains ready, and I would like to reiterate that we are ready to investigate any specific and concrete information if it is shared with us. But we are yet to receive any such information. We have also cautioned against playing politics and giving extremists more space. So that is to answer your question. Siddhant?
Sir, this is regarding China. China recently again claimed the Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh. Your reaction? And secondly, it also reacted on the Pannun case, saying that countries should abide by rules-based order. What is India's reaction on that?
So, Siddhant, regarding your question, let me make it very clear. Our position on the matter has been made very clear on Arunachal Pradesh time and again. We have recently also issued statements in this regard. I think a couple of statements. China may repeat its baseless claims as many times as they want. That is not going to change our position. Arunachal Pradesh was, is, and will remain and always remain an integral and inalienable part of India. Your question regarding what the Chinese MFA had spoken about a certain person, I would say that India and the United States, as two countries adhering to rule of law, are capable of dealing with any issues that we have between ourselves. There is no role for any speculative comments and gratuitous advice by unrelated third parties. So that answers your question. मधु, आपका सवाल था जो अभी हमने बैठक किया है चीन के साथ उसके बारे में, उस पर हम लोगों ने एक प्रेस विज्ञप्ति जारी की है. आपको मैं कहूँगा कि आप उस प्रेस विज्ञप्ति को पढ़ें. उसके जो हमको कहना था हम लोगों ने उस प्रेस विज्ञप्ति में कह दिया है. The 29th meeting of the Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination on India-China Border Affairs was held on 27th in Beijing. On our side, the delegation was led by our Joint Secretary in East Asia in the Ministry of External Affairs. The Chinese side was led by Director General of the Boundary and Oceanic Department of the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The two sides had an in-depth exchange of views on how to achieve complete disengagement and resolve the remaining issues along the line of actual control in the western sector of India-China border areas. In the interim, both sides agreed to maintain regular contact through diplomatic and military channels, and on the need to uphold peace and tranquility on the ground in the border areas in accordance with existing bilateral agreements and protocols. So this is that we have to share with you. Jessica, your question regarding the road project you talked about, I would say that I have not seen any. You referred to any report in that regard? Where do you see this then?
I read a brief mention in CGTN about it as well, but otherwise there have been just.
Well, I have not seen any specific report in this regard. However, as you may have seen from the outcomes of the Prime Minister's visit, recent visit to Bhutan, the two sides have been pursuing connectivity projects, several initiatives for enhancing connectivity, taking a broader view of this area of cooperation, given its significant benefits, including for tourism and for economic development. ऋषिकेश, आपका सवाल भी चीन को लेकर था, जो हम लोग के साथ बातचीत चल रही है, दो पक्षीय बातचीत चल रही है, उस पर हम लोगों ने प्रेस रिलीज जारी किया है. उस प्रेस रिलीज में जो हम लोगों को कहना था हम लोगों ने कह दिया है, तो वहीं तक यही है हमारे पास अभी आपको बात बताने के लिए.